Whoa, jungle jack to jump on back to whoa. He never felt love like that, no. He put his heart out on the edge. Up he goes and down he falls. So off the windows, he's off the walls, yeah. Said his love was about to end. No, such a strange high. Oh, so hard to say goodbye. I know, oh, such a strange high. Can't clip our wings and fly. No, oh, no, oh. So confused, abused, oh, left his hum wide open. Don't got tools to fuse, oh, pieces left unbroken. All his bridges burned, oh, still he's hanging on, yeah. All his pages turned, oh, singing the same old song, yeah. Such a strange high, oh. So hard to say goodbye. I know, oh, such a strange high. Can't clip our wings and fly. No, oh, no, oh. When you ever gonna learn now? Got to change those ways. Stuck in this wicked place. Turn it up a little louder. Turn it up for my baby. Turn it up for my darling. Turn it up for my love, my love. Whoa, 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 yeah. Such a strange high, whoa. So hard to say goodbye. I know, whoa. Such a strange high. Can't clip our wings and fly. No, whoa, no, whoa. Whoa, jungle jack to jump on back to whoa. He never felt love like that, no. He put his heart out on the edge. Up he went and down he fell, oh. How did he fall for that spell? Said this magic never ends.
All right, so we're here with the Elegant Plums. That's been recording for the last minute.
Dick to floor.
We're trying to find out.
All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having
Absolutely.
us.
Thank you for having us, man. Our pleasure.
All right, so I was doing a little research before you got here, and I always like to. I'm an intellectual myself, so I like to do a little research before I get
Dive
here. And
deep.
I was looking at your guys' description, and the first thing it said was impossible. So thank you for that, first of all. No, but
Let's make it easy for you.
yeah. So before we get going into everything, how would you describe how impossible it is to describe the sound? Because even looking at what you guys say are band influences, it's kind of all over the place. It seems like you all come from different music backgrounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say so. And it's always been that way. Ever since we first started the band, we've all kind of come up, listening to different stuff through what our parents showed us. And I think Dev and I grew up listening to a lot more of and Tynan as well, a lot more of like the classic rock and, Grateful Dead, that kind of stuff early on. Anthony and Danny, more so along the lines of like harder rock.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Hard rock,
uh-huh.
True that.
classic rock.
Yeah.
But-
Look at these shirts. You can just tell.
Yeah, I know. I'm like looking at you guys. It's like,
Maiden looks.
Yeah.
who's on yours? Is that?
I've got Whitney Houston
Whitney.
on mine, so that speaks towards our, how much we go all over the place. Yeah, huge influence, Whitney. R.I.P.
Despite that, though, we all respect all types of music.
We do.
You know?
I mean, it's hard not to. Our area, especially, I think you have a lot of musical influence just in the DC area where we're from
Yeah,
originally.
so let's just talk about that. So you guys started in DC.
Yeah, absolutely. Washington,
So
DC.
how long ago was that? Were you guys like in the scene there?
End of 2013.
4.5.
was right after we
14.
graduated college.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
And so did you guys exist? Where'd you go to college, by the way?
I went to a small liberal arts school in Virginia called University of Mary Washington.
I went to American University in Washington, D.C.
Nice.
Taylor and I went to see you Boulder.
go Buffs, go
And
Buffs.
Anthony is a Colorado.
I'm from
I can't
Colorado.
Oh, okay, yeah. You wanna make
everybody
that-
else.
yeah.
I went to James Madison.
Yeah, so-
University.
Oh, nice. My old roommates went to James Madison.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, we won't bother our time with that, but we'll talk after.
we'll
But
talk about it off air.
so like, so obviously you joined the band when they came to Colorado. Am I correct in
Yeah, this
this?
is actually Anthony's 1-year anniversary of
Let's all
joining the band.
applaud him
Yeah.
real quick. Everyone applaud real quick.
Happy plum anniversary, Anthony.
That's really nice. Appreciate that.
So anyway, the DC days. So when you started out there, I mean, is it really like a melting pot of music out there and stuff? Like, what's the scene like out there?
Scene is you definitely hear you hear everything. You definitely have DC is obviously I think known largely for its punk influences
Oh, yeah.
originally coming up.
Hardcore scene's huge.
But as I think our generation largely has started to step into the local music scene, you have a lot of stuff coming in. So it is interesting in that sense. Out here in Colorado, we're fortunate to be able to play with more bands that I think are similar in our desire for what we're trying to do musically.
Yeah.
Out in DC, you're playing with a lot more specific genred bands. So we would be playing with, a rock band one night and a reggae band the next night, and then, a soul band the night after that.
So when you, so you're in DC, and how long did you guys, DC, Northern Virginia area,
Yeah.
like, how long did you play out there for?
we were there for
Uh,
about 2
yeah,
years.
2
years. And was it always an idea to go to like move out somewhere? Or was it something you kind of dawned on you like,
Kind
yeah,
of.
there's somewhere else?
Yeah. I
we were
think
all
from the
kind of
very
ready for a
start.
change.
Yeah.
In general, and like he had lived in Colorado, Taylor had,
Yeah.
and went
Yeah.
to school there, and I was thinking about moving to Colorado to go to grad school, and then like Devin and Kata, Devin's wife, were just kind of ready to move on. We had all born and more or less raised from young tots out there, so
And
Yeah.
I think we were fortunate because when we first started the band, I mean, we kind of just started because we wanted something to do after work, after we graduated college,
Yeah.
and wanted to play music and go somewhere to do debaucherous things. And
I mean, duh.
duh. Come on, yeah. But yeah, as that started to develop, we were fortunate just because from the very get-go, we all had desires of coming to Colorado eventually, separate from music, and that kind of all just connected, and we made it all.
Yeah,
out
because that's what I was
together.
gonna say. So it was always did you ever think of any other places, or did it always seem like when you talked about moving, it was always gonna be
I
Colorado,
mean, I feel like we threw out a couple ideas just to like say
Chicago
that
and
we
stuff
had
like that?
other ideas,
Yeah.
but it
West
was all- I
Coast
think
kinda
it was
stuff,
always
I think.
I remember
gonna
one of the
be-
first practices in Mig's basement, and we all talked about moving to Colorado
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
I never thought it would actually happen,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
So then you guys moved out here then that'd be about 3 years ago you moved out.
2016.
Yeah.
2016. Okay,
Yeah.
so 2.
2 years.
2.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2.5, yeah.
So how has it been since then? Has what you thought it would be come to fruition, in a way?
Yes. The short answer is yes. It did take a second to get going. 'Cause
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
So we had our original bass player did not come out with us, and then we got hooked up with this guy, and you know,
Didn't work out at
Didn't
first
work
with the
out.
first
You had to
one.
get your legs. You had to get your legs
exactly,
beneath you for a while.
Had to
Yeah,
meet had to
exactly.
meet other bands in the scene. Had to
Right.
get to know what venues we should be playing at in Denver. You know, we
Right.
knew Boulder a little bit, but nothing much
Right.
about Denver. So I would say the first year was like a struggle of like finding our feet again in a sense.
Yeah.
And then ever since then we've been really fortunate. Mike Tynan, our current bass player, he was our producer on our first EP, Plum Juice, and he actually moved out
Recorded
here.
in Colorado. Oh, was that recorded in
That's
DC?
DC and Baltimore, a little bit of both, and
Nice.
then he made his way out here middle of 2016.
Yep.
And was fortunate enough for us. This dude is wicked talented. Was able to pick up a bass.
Oh God, thank God for the East Coast. I love the use of wicked right
Wicked
now.
talented, and able to pick up a bass and fit in really well. He knew our sound, knew our songs, and it's worked out really well since then. And then we added Anthony, as we just said, a year ago. So I think the past year especially has been kind of a growth for us, and finally us kind of getting comfortable in the scene, and it's been good. Yeah.
So what has been that last year for you? Like, what are some standout moments from your time out here and like things like that?
Ooh, I've had some fun moments for
Yeah.
sure. It's been cool watching. I think the transition. Originally our fun moments started when we were just trying to get fans and get a fan base
Right.
out here playing Tennyson's Tap and no entry fee bars where we could
Right.
just get a party going and kind of
Yeah.
let people know that's our atmosphere. And then that transitioned to us playing shows at your mom's house where things started to get a little bit bigger and we were starting to get bigger crowds out there. And now
More,
at this
like,
point,
suitable lineups, like we were finding bands that like fit with us.
Yeah.
better and
Yeah.
stuff
I
like
mean, that's
that.
always the worst is when you're starting out and they're like, well, I mean, from my experience, I have a mandolinist in my band.
Sure.
And they're like, oh, bluegrass. We're like, nah. I mean, sure, you'll pay us. So. like,
sure. Yeah.
Like, did you ever have any ridiculous combinations where you're like, what is going on?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I mean, like I think one of our first shows out here, it was like this heavy hardcore like metal band.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
straight up like
With Amora Mora, we were playing with
screaming and
Amora
all that
Mora.
stuff. Yeah, and Amora Mora was the closer. So
Yeah.
it was a very weird bill because like us and Amora Mora, more or less.
We have some
fit-ish,
similarities,
a
yeah.
little jammier, but like the metal thing was just like in the middle of us.
Yeah.
Well, think about how they must have felt. They're just like, God.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And
They're
then
just like, let me hear you scream. And I was like, ah!
yeah, and then we had some interesting moments. We had a show with an all-female bluegrass band,
yeah.
which was different
Oh,
for
was
us.
it Pistols and Petticoats?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Pistols
Yeah.
and Petticoats. Yep. So that was different for us. Shout out to you guys, Pistols and Petticoats. And then as of recently, I think we've started to have like a lot more fun moments where, as they're starting to know the songs and everybody's getting more comfortable, we're having a lot more fun up
Yeah.
on stage. I
We
think. And
started a nice
um,
like relationship with Cervantes.
Cervantes has been
Oh, it's the
working out
best,
really well,
yeah.
and so we played a show opening up for Cycles Endless Special at Cervantes a couple months back.
Yeah.
And that was,
Sold
I think,
out.
a good, really big moment for us. It was a sold-out show at Cervantes. We had a really, really positive crowd out there for us, so it was
Yeah.
awesome. Just made us feel, I think, really comfortable and positive moving forward. So it's good.
So bringing back to like your genre and your band, which I know you could probably talk for days on end
Yeah.
about it. But how would you describe one of your guys' shows? Is it a lot of
Oh,
like
show?
long drawn out jams? Like what should people expect?
No.
from it?
Now we're all about, I think, creating like a fun party-like atmosphere. That's like our big thing. We love throwing curveballs people's way. So our
What is it?
songs-
How would you describe a curveball?
So, like, a lot of bands in the jam scene are all about these long improvisational jams, which can smoothly transition from song to song. We love these drops, in a sense, where we love transitional songs, but we love to have a drop in a moment where it really hits the audience, and they kind of stop, and they're like, oh
just
my
like the
God.
beauty of how like the jolt.
The jolt.
Like you're
Yeah,
going
exactly.
one way and then it's just
Yeah.
like whammy.
creates
Yeah,
a
exactly.
sensation.
Yeah.
It
More
really
abrupt
throws that curveball.
transitions.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that like hard to rehearse and like are you pretty like on
takes-
point with that stuff?
Takes a take or two.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
give it
would
a
say
couple tries.
it definitely takes rehearsal, and
Yeah.
because we like to
have to be
we like to
crisp.
shop out and kind of orchestrate what we're doing.
Yeah, you
want
want to have a
it.
full thing ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was absolutely.
We like to make it less of like, here's a song for however long, and then here's another one. And it's more like, here's a show.
Yeah.
We've thought out a set that like flows, that like starts high and maybe ebbs and flows. Yeah. Then we like to our covers have always been really eclectic. Like we've done everything from like, 90s hip hop to
Classic
Billy
rock.
Joel and like everything. Yeah.
Whitney
The
Houston,
Jackson-
soon
yeah,
enough.
Whitney Houston, yeah.
Bless. Wait, what Elton? I'm a huge Elton John fan.
We did
Benny and the-
Don't Go Breaking My Heart. We've done
Oh,
Benny
that
and the
was
We've
Jets.
done Benny and the
Don't talk
Jets.
about that.
Yeah, we did Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the
It's
Jets
the
went really
go-to
well.
album.
Don't go break my
Yeah.
heart.
Who does the
Good
girl
night.
part? Don't go breaking my heart.
We're
we have a-
fortunate where we're all about keeping it in the family, and we have like a lot of friends
Yeah.
that are talented musicians in the area. So we love to bring up female singers with us. We love to bring up.
Oh,
you know,
that's
guest
cheating. One of you
musicians,
guys should have done it.
so- Danny's got a wicked falsetto. I'm not gonna lie. It's good.
Oh my goodness. So you guys are working on a new EP right now, right?
We are. Yes, we are.
Where are you
yeah.
working at it at?
So we have a home studio down in Denver. So we've been recording everything out of the home studio.
You guys aren't all living together, right?
No.
Yeah, Taylor, myself, and Mike live together,
Nice.
and then Anthony and Devin live separately.
Yep. So we're the Plum House.
The Plum House.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. And like I said, Tynan was our producer on
much
our
better
first
name.
EP, and Tynan has a ton of experience in production, and I mean it's what he studied at AU. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? But yeah, so we're really lucky to have him in house and being able to kind of orchestrate and push the project for us, which is huge. So
Yeah, we've built out the home studio very almost similar to like what you guys have out here, and we use it not only for recording but also for practice as well. Allows us to get very detailed, and we can practice much longer without experiencing a bunch of ear fatigue because we play with headphones or whatever. So that's been great for the band. I think it allows us all to really take a detailed look or listen rather with our performances and
Yeah.
really take it to the next level.
I mean, that's key, especially when you're coming out and like recording a brand new thing. You want to have like a whole new idea behind it,
yeah.
so people can listen to Plum Juice on your website, online, and everything like that.
Yep.
What different from that can they expect from this new project you're working on?
Lots of different things. We get a bit funkier for sure in a lot of it, which a couple of them we played today. We like to branch out, so we have like poppier songs that are gonna be making their way out, and then
Some more radio-friendly
some more
hits.
radio-friendly guys, and
Some
then
more dancey
Some
songs.
ooh-ahs, some
we
claps.
have a couple more like instrumental jams. Like we have one on the first EP, and we've
Yeah.
got another few of those in the works.
And
And
we didn't share any of these songs with you guys today, but we also some of us have some love for folk Americana and bluegrass as well. So
Yeah.
the EP we're actually working on is kind of a split dual-sided EP. One side is going to be a little funkier. One side is going to be a little bit kind of more folk Americana bluegrass style music.
Oh, so it's gonna be like almost two different.
Two
Yeah.
different
It's
projects.
How'd you
It's
decide?
a
That's
two-part
interesting.
EP.
How is that like? Was it did you come to that when? What was the process of that? Because the way I see it is like you had a bunch of songs and you didn't want to like take any out or something. Was that how that?
That's
worked,
part
or?
of it, I think. We had a ton of songs. We didn't want to, it had been so long since we really had been in the studio with moving out of here, trying to get the band going again. So we hadn't had a chance to really dive into any of these songs that we'd written over the past couple years. We want to put those out. But then as we started forming this band, we started writing more music together. And it's just, we love all of our babies. We want to make sure they all get a little spotlight. So it has to do with that, but it also like speaks to, I think, the sense of how eclectic we are with our sound. And we thought putting the project out in this manner allows those styles to shine a little bit more individually and kind of show our range as a band. So
as opposed to like mixing up all the songs in one 10-song order, they're essentially split, so you get all of one style and then all.
Is it gonna be two different names? Or I don't know if you guys got that far.
we're gonna
Give me the track listing. Come
Yeah.
on.
we're gonna throw that challenge out to the listeners right now. If you have any good name ideas.
Bodie McBoatface
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Plummy McPlumface.
Plummy McPlumface. Done. You have to do it now. New album, Plummy McPlumface, coming out. So looking into the future too, you guys have a show on the 30th at Good Old Cervantes, right?
Good old Cervantes, other side, yes, yeah.
Talk about that. What's the deal?
We're-
What are the deets?
We're pumped. It's our first time headlining Other Side. We have some awesome bands lined up to play with us. A bunch of Denver local groups that we've become good buddies with at this point. So it's a family and friend show for sure. Lavender Juice Box, Too Fat to Skydive, and Deliciosa are all going to be playing with us. So it's going to be awesome. We are going to be playing a lot of new songs, I think, that our listeners haven't heard before. We're lining up some fun other surprises as well. And like I said, it's going to be all in the family show, so we're going to have lots of guests up on stage making surprises around
Well, it's
every corner,
Ardente, so you can fit like 95 guests downstairs.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely.
Sometimes I think there's more people backstage than there are at the show.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I think pre-sales for that are $10 from a plum, correct?
Pre-sales
If
are
I'm wrong? Yeah,
$10,
from a
yep.
plum.
Plums, hook it up.
Yeah.
If Ticketfly is working again, you might be able to get a ticket online as well.
Well, so what else is in store for you guys in the future? What are you guys thinking about coming up this summer and the fall and everything? Are you guys hitting the road? Are you
Got some
thinking
really
about
cool
that?
shows lined up.
Yeah, so we're going to be hitting Compound Sound Festival in August.
Is that Wyoming?
Cheyenne, Wyoming. Yep, so we're
Cheyenne.
pumped. Only about 2 hours, so hopefully we'll see a lot of you guys out there. And then, we're working on booking for the fall right now. We haven't really branched much outside of Denver, Boulder. We've been up to Vail before as well, but we're hoping to start branching out at least into the mountains a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe hitting Steamboat and Telluride, a couple of those other spots around Colorado, and hopefully maybe get some snow and some skiing and some music in this winter as well. So
Do you guys ever think you'll head back to the East Coast?
I think to do shows for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know that we'll ever go back to like settle.
Oh, dude.
But I mean, like,
we love you, East Coast.
Shanty and us became pretty band buds when they were still here, and then when they moved back East Coast, we've like on and off been like, oh, we should just do like a little East Coast tour or whatever.
Yeah.
So like we've always had the thought of going back to East and playing shows, and like we tried to organize like a Christmas show because like a bunch of us were back last Christmas.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'll get back and play shows for sure.
I think
Yeah.
that's a goal for sure. I'd love personally to go back. I mean, we were fortunate in DC to have a really good couple of years there where
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looked at the venue list you guys had was just like everywhere I've always wanted to play, like 930 Club and stuff like that.
So some
Yeah,
really
the
really
bucket
good
list for
venues.
sure.
Yeah, that was a huge moment for us. So I definitely want to get back there and hopefully try and show them kind of where we've come from since we left.
Well, it's still like I've always wanted to play in my hometown because they can be like, see, I told you that you're not lying. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually happening.
Absolutely. I'm not just posting pictures and Facebook statuses and inviting
I
you
know. Not-
incessantly to
Not just
things.
in my room, schizophrenic or something. Well, that's not lie, but like. All right, well, I think that's all I got for you guys. But thanks for coming down and thanks for playing a
Yeah,
few tunes.
thanks
The
for
tunes
having
will all be
us.
posted
Yeah,
on our
thank you.
SoundCloud and everything like that.
Beautiful.
Elegant Plums, thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
man.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
Where we both felt that heat. Well, you know, on these Savannah nights, whoa, whoa, dancing out in the streets. Nothing ever felt so right, in our eyes, more than me. Senorita, do you swing, She just stares back at me, 'cause I don't think she knows what I mean. Hablamos diferentes lenguas, pero no importa si hablamos, reímos y amamos. Hablamos diferentes lenguas, pero no importa si hablamos, reímos y amamos. 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 Hey! I say bonita and she just laughs. Silly gringo, will that understand? No, but she leans in and whispers fast. I don't grasp, but do I give a damn? No, pulls back and I see her smile. Takes my hand and we spin for a while. No, take her waist and she takes my shoulder. I pull her close and then I told her, hablamos diferentes lenguas, pero no importa si most differentes lenguas, pero no me importa si hablamos español, si hablamos diferentes lenguas, pero no importa si hablamos español, si amamos. Eating lettuce or puppies on lettuce, take you to a place that you surely be regretting now. Cause attention, but no need to mention when you order off the menu, you're just slightly disrespected. No, excuse me, waitress, so only ask you wait with the plate. It's a mistake, but you know if I'm not mistaken, for some tofu soy po' boy when I'm cooking. But you are compromising, let the heart do the looking like. Well, you know nothing's wrong. When you sit with me and I drink my blood, well, you know I'll stand with you. Ain't nothing wrong, ain't nothing wrong, ain't nothing wrong with the little tofu for two. Tell me, boy, but please don't tell me if I keep just looking on, I'll be surely feeling empty, yeah. Sin like Satan, eating bacon made of sand, but for you I'll meet the devil, and our hands are surely shaking now. In my tummy, you